Fam, you know, in that time of year, we can make those predictions, and hopefully we don't get mad in a few months when the season gets underway, right? Because I'm looking at my MVP right now. And then I thought, man, that's just, wow, MVP in the 49ers. Well, that's going to be tough to achieve, right? Because from where Niner fans sit, this prediction would be one that you would cautiously risk maybe $150 at the most. I mean, you ain't going to be betting no big bucks on this one because, man, it's like you got like 10 guys that can take this. I mean, the roster is just jamming with dudes. And as I said, the roster this season has obvious candidates to choose from, but way too many of them, which is a good thing for our chances going forward, though, you know? For the past 2 years, Fred Warner has been an unanimous pick for the game ball just about every week. Remember during the course of last season, I said, fam, you know what? Just to make things interesting tonight, yeah, I know Fred Warner was the best thing on defense tonight. Can we get a co-winner this week after week? 2019, last week, well, actually last year Fred was the best player every week too, but it was easier. But in 2019, it was the same thing. It was, hey, fam, pick out, give game ball away, man, to your best defensive and offensive player. Make Fred one and then make another two. Because every week we're saying Fred. We got to say somebody else sometimes, right? Fred Warner is a bad man. That dude could be on the HOF list. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he could be on that path. We'll see. But anyway, offensively, the first name that came up wasn't always George Kittle for the past 2 years, and mainly because George's assignments would change. And if you're watching the game from just a perception of who's making the plays, George is actually involved in every damn play that he's on the field. If George is on the field, if we're passing the ball, he's certainly involved. If we're running the ball, you better believe he's involved. See, that's why George is another guy. When you're picking game ball for offense, George and then who? See, there's two guys that pretty much are the MVPs, but I just started making fun tonight and pick one of those guys that could emerge beyond George and Fred. And Nick, of course, is in the running. Nick stays on the field all year. Yeah, hell yeah, he is. What if, my whole life is about hypotheticals. What if Jalen Hurd does come up? And we're looking at Ayuk, of course, as being the dude that should emerge. And, of course, Debo's always going to be in the running because, as I said, Debo, if no Debo in this team, it's very much, George and Debo together are just ridiculous in tandem. Now you add another guy like Ayuk, it could be, see, this is why somebody's going to, look at it, the trolls, boy. The trolls are delusional, boy. You idiots don't know, do you? In the winning 2019 season, that honor was spread around a very few times away from Kittle, as I mentioned. Will that be the case this year? Tonight, we'll be going to the phones for your predictions of whom on both offense and defense will be that player that will have the biggest impact towards the Niners' 2021 season success. Who is that? Who is there? Oh, and by the way, in a related note for tonight's conversation, George Kittle says Jimmy G has a fire lit under him. You knew I was going to bring that up. You knew it. You know, that's my dude, man. George Kittle was a guest yesterday at Good Morning Football and discussed several topics of interest. Among those topics was the dynamics between Jimmy G and rookie QB Trey Lance. One would think that could create an awkward situation in the quarterback room and possibly the locker room. I have a theory on that. I ain't gonna say that though, because they can do enough start with a fight. But you know what? I'll share that later. That hasn't been the case for the Niners, though. JG has been welcoming to the young quarterback and willing to serve as his mentor while preparing for the 2021 season. GK said during the conversation, quote, I know there was a story that came out that Jimmy Garoppolo was one of the first guys to text Trey Lance. That's just the type of guy that Jimmy is. He's not going to shy away from adversity, shy away from a draft pick. He has a fire lit under him, and he's excited to roll. Roll, baby, roll. GK continued about atmosphere in the Santa Clara facility, saying, quote, The great thing about the Niners organization, we just welcome everybody that we bring into the organization with open arms. And we just want to see people succeed. And at the end of the day, football is a competitive sport, and competition is what breeds greatness. So when you have 2 guys in that room, actually 4 guys in that room, I think we have 4 very capable QBs, but there's a lot of competition over there. And it's just going to be fun to see that progress through training camp, unquote. See, fam, yeah, you know, I was going to mention my MVP candidates. Jimmy's one of them, George, obviously. As a matter of fact, as many as you want to put in the running, because those are going to be the guys you're going to put in the hat. JG's going to have an incredible year. I already see it coming now. George, if he stays on the field. And everything depends upon staying on the field. I mean, it predicates their time spent. And also, you look at Trent Williams, he's just too easy of a pick. I'm trying. Of course, he's in the running. Because if we're stacking up yards, how PFF can actually isolate and pinpoint the reasons for success and who the players are. You figure Williams is going to get a lot of that, So you already know. And while we'll attempt way too early predictions as to who the top 49ers will be in 2021, it seems Vegas is also way too soon with their predictions as they picked the Niners to own the 4th best odds to have the NFL's best record in 2021. The reason I enjoyed this so much, as I was going down through it, I said, finally, man, every year somebody go tell me something about that. It's either the Rams or the Hawks. Can't never say. I think we had 1 year, a few days at that. Actually, coming out of the Super Bowl, what did they say we were going to do? I think they still gave it to the Rams and the Hawks. No matter what the Rams and the Hawks do, the Rams and the Hawks are going to be. But Vegas says that with rational reason. The Niners won just 6 games last year after a Super Bowl appearance, the season before. Most out of the haters have blamed a league-high number of injuries for the team's regression and expect much more from Coach Shanahan's squad in 2021. See, that makes sense, right? That only makes sense. I mean, you can't have all your starters sitting on the bench or on IR and still be expected to keep up the same kind of impact week after week. Only a dumbass, only a hater would say, that's who you guys are, man, a bunch of scrubs. I just had to do it. Anyway, the NFC West is highly competitive and could still be the best division in football. While the Niners are not expected to repeat placing at the bottom of the divisional standings, it will be a battle to finish at the top. However, it sounds like odds makers have confidence in the Niners. Bovada released the odds for the best overall record in the NFL. It's no surprise and only fair to see last season's Super Bowl participants at the top of the list. The Chiefs and Bucs lead the league at numbers 1 and 2, respectively. Then you have the Buffalo Bills at number 3. Honestly, I probably need to accept that. Because the Bills looked damn good last year, and the quarterback's maturing. He's got a great crew surrounding him. Okay, we'll give him 3. All right, Odds makers have the Niners at number 4 with the best odds in NFL West and the second best odds within the NFC. The Rams and Seahawks sit at number 7 and 8 respectively. I can't tell you how that just warmed my whole body. Not my heart, just my whole body. Tell it like it is. Stop lying. They're not all that. They're a good team, but they're not dominating. Come on. Looking at the rest of the list, though, I see Buffalo Bills, as I mentioned, number 3. 49ers, number 4. Baltimore Ravens are coming in right in behind the 49ers with the number 5 spot. Cleveland Browns are considered number 6. And the Seahawks, about them, I said about 7 and 8. Green Bay rounds out at number 9. I just love those kind of ratings. And Aaron Rodgers said, and he'll get number 9 with love, not my love, that is. Oh, I was gonna. You see what I did there? Hey, Jordan said, look, he's out there doing. Oh, I love what they say about Jordan Love. It's just like any rookie. He hasn't had any time out there, right? He's just been sitting around behind Aaron. He comes out there and they say, you know, and it's consistency. You know, one day he looks pretty good. Other days he looks like crap. You know what I'm saying? I'm laughing. Well, you know, you guys, I mean, he hasn't played any. I don't know. What did you expect? I mean, I don't know why I don't know. Anyway, uh, I really don't think Rodgers coming back now. I really wonder about that. Anyway, Pete Garvin, what's up? Hey, what's up, Pete? JJ, MVP will be Jimmy G. We are Super Bowl bound. Yes, 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 yes. G ain't missed a pass yet in practice. He said the dude looks like he ain't never looked before. He look, as you know, you know what? He's that kind of guy, though. I say that because remember, every time he threw an INT in the years past, he'd come back with a vengeance and just go buck wild the next drive. He's a vindictive person. Jimmy G's a very quiet guy, doesn't talk much. He's that kind of guy that we all know them. You piss him off and you get a whole other person. This is what I'm looking forward to next year. Kieran Patrick, Ronbo, what's good, fam? Go Niners! Yes! Matty asked, Bend, Oregon. Man, I'll always love when you check out. Bend, Oregon, I saw some photos, man. It is beautiful. Matter of fact, I meant to tell you about that. And Mr. 16 Downey Montana, what's up, brother? Ronbo, checking in from the 818. Oh. And, Ray Jr. Ray Jr., what's up, Ronbo? I can't wait for the season to start. I know, right? This is that part of the year when you can't. Hurry up, Days. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Let's go. And Brian Gilmore, aloha, Niner faithful. Brian, Hawaii. If you run into Tony Nagatani, you see his face right there. Sometimes he flashes in on the tube. Hey, I found Steven. Get in here and tell us, who do you project to be the MVP on offense and defense, or the MVPs on both offense and defense? Steven! Can you smell that championship trophy? That Lombardi being held high. Where's Steven? Steven!
Yeah. Can you hear me?
There you are. I can hear you now, Steven.
So, I'm going to go ahead and call it like it is. The
All right.
MVPs I see this year.
All right.
Definitely, most likely, it's going to be
Wait, you want a drum roll?
Javon Kinlaw. It's going to be Javon Kinlaw for sure. That man is going to go off.
I like
If
that.
we're talking about someone who's hungry, it's Javon Kinlaw. You know, he's always said he's played for his children. He's always played for his family. He's said it before. And that's the sole reason why he wants to do better.
It's a lot of motivation.
Man's huge.
I know.
And you know what? Here's another player. And you're gonna be surprised when I say this. Mike McGlinchey.
I was hoping somebody would say that, actually. I almost said it myself. Guys at a vengeance thing to redeem themselves. Look out for those kind of guys.
Well, if you've seen if you heard his KMBR interview, the man said the reason why he was doing bad last season is because COVID-19. And I'll give him credit to that. I'll say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna forgive you because you know what? COVID-19 shut down a lot of people. I lost my job in COVID-19. He couldn't find a place to eat, like he said during COVID-19. The whole league changed. So I don't blame him for that. Yeah, I was highlighting him the whole time.
But Steven, wait. Mike cannot get a pass on I can't find no place to eat. Damn it, Mike. You can cook, you big moose. Just go get your food and cook for yourself. That's comical.
I'll give him a pass.
Okay, but I like Mike, so I'll give him a pass on that.
Here's your free COVID-19 pass. Here you go. Jimmy G, for sure. I'm going to say like it is. Jimmy G is going to have a really good breakout season. It was like I told Grant and I told a lot of fans, last season was definitely a fluke.
Yeah. Last
season was most definitely, certainly a fluke. And I can say that with enough things to back it up. We got injured. It was a fluke, and it all happened in one stadium. Another thing I want to talk about for a breakout star, the breakout MVP. Whew, boy, it's a tough one. I would have to say Ufunga. Talanoa Ufunga. He's going to
I
have a
like your
breakout season as
choices.
someone,
Yes, Hufanga. Awesome.
you know, I it's gonna be crazy to see him go off. And he's a very patient player. If anyone has ever seen his tape, he's very patient. He's very calculating. But I will say this: there is one player I don't see ever being a breakout MVP player. He was with the 49ers. They waived him during the beginning of the season because he violated PEDs. Chase Harrell, if you haven't heard the news about him, yep, he's banned from the entire 21 season.
I mean, the 49ers knew what they were doing by getting rid of him. Guy's got issues.
Yeah. So
that's funny.
No one knows what's going on there. I mean, I'm assuming he violated PED again. And then another breakout season player is going to be Ross Dwelly and Brandon Ayuk for sure. Those guys are going to go off. I'm telling you, they're going to utilize Kittle, but not as much as they're going to utilize Ross Dwelly. The whole playbook is changing because it's going to go through Mike McDaniel now. You know, it's going to be Mike McDaniel and DeMeco Ryans, and it's going to be insane, Ronbo. I'm telling you, this whole season, the 49ers are going to look so much more different.
Stephen, I like your idea, too. As I entertain the thought of drawing George Kittle drawing coverage and everything else, why not make sure? Because Dwelly's already proven, throw me the ball, I'll take it. So you know what? That should be a strategy no matter what. It really should. Those two tight end sets.
You know, I don't see, like I said, I don't see Trey Lance starting until Jimmy G gets hurt or Josh Rosen gets hurt. One or the other. I just don't see it happening anytime soon. Let's say, for instance, if we start him in front of the Lions defense and he goes off, like we end up winning maybe 50 to 7. You know, it's a huge marginal gap. You know, I don't see him starting it. And we're talking like 0 interceptions, you know, just second line drives, just all the way, just driving all the way to the house. I do not see him starting before Jimmy. Now, but like I said, though, I'm going to stand by what I said. Those are my picks. You know, Dwelly, Ayuk, Kinlaw, Jimmy, Ufunga. Those are the guys that are going to go off. Oh, Mike McGlinchey. My bad. I keep forgetting him.
You know, you got to forget Mike. Yeah, I couldn't find any place to eat. Mike, get a girlfriend. He does have a girlfriend. That's another reason why I won't give any break on this. God, that is hilarious. All right. Hey, good. Stephen, I'll tell you what. Who else? You want to add anything else to this?
You know what? Yeah, because I see Don Bird made it to the chat, man. Man, you know, I don't know where he was at the last time I called. You know, he said he was going to be here. I was hoping he'd be here. I'm hoping he calls in tonight. Like I said, I don't see this team starting Trey Lance. I don't see them even getting close to starting Trey Lance or even touching Jimmy G. But all in all, go Niners all day, every day.
Oh, God. Don Bird. But I love when he writes all caps. Is that supposed to intimidate us? I guess.
It's supposed to catch our attention, but
intimidation? No. Steven, have a good night, fam. I'll be back. I'll see you this week. I'll see you Friday. All right.
I'll see you Friday, Ronbo.
All right.
You take care.
You too, fam.
Bye.
Fam, I got to tell you, you know what's really scary? We actually cannot lose to Detroit to open the season. We'll never live it down. But boy, I mean, not only will Jimmy get benched, Kyle will get fired. John will be putting out his resumes because the Lions, Don, your team, you know, we know all about your quarterback and all of his strengths and weaknesses. You haven't got a field full of stars. I don't know why they'd be losing. Hey, D, ow! Come on in, D.
What's going on, Ronbo?
D, I'm sitting there breaking it down, but you know, one thing that as 49er fans that we have to endure, probably more than most fans, we have to endure stupidity and ignorance and just dudes that don't have a life coming at you from representing other teams, saying things that just have no rational basis, nothing that can be proven to be true, nothing more than they're green with envy, dumbass remarks. I've said a few weeks ago, I'm gonna stop reacting because they get energy from us, D. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, your feeling on on the MVP, I had to get that off my chest, and I knew you'd listen.
Sure.
God.
I mean, they come in with idiotic opinions and they have everything under the sun to say, but their team is trash, and they have good to be able to say about their team, so they just troll other people and try to go ahead and, get upset about the success of another squad. But, I mean, me personally, I don't sweat the technique. I just let people say what they're going to say. At the end of the day, it's not about to make no difference. I know the truth of it, and I know that at the end of the day, I think I heard the last guy, he was, I guess we're picking, like MVPs, guys that are gonna take a big step forward. Now, to be honest with you, I gotta agree with him on one thing. If you have D Ford and Nick Bosa, Javon Kinlaw is going to be unstoppable. Because when you have those edges set like that, it's not going to be fair.
And the middle?
It's just,
oh Lord,
it's not going to be fair. Because you imagine putting D Ford and Nick Bosa on the edge and throwing Armstead and Kinlaw in the middle.
It's a beautiful thing.
And then you rotating in, dudes like Kevin Givens and stuff like that. Like, it's not going to be fair.
DJ Jones.
What's
that dude? We got a dude named Hurst. Hey, where's Hurst? Hurst is he's an interior lineman, right?
He was. We got 2 ex-Raiders.
Yeah.
He's a D tackle, so he'll be in the inside. But I mean, it's just for me. I'm thinking to myself, Kinlaw, he can explode. To be honest with you, I'm gonna wait for training camp because I need to see what the reports are as it pertains to what other wide receiver outside of Debo and Ayuk is just killing the game. I really would love to have
Juwan Jennings.
Jalen. Yeah. I'd love to have Jalen Hurd healthy. When training camp starts. I'm no longer a proponent of we're encouraged by his progress. Don't encourage me. Get on the field. I hate that. And you know that out of all people, but it's simple. All I need is to have healthy guys to battle. I don't like Kevin White. Why? Because I feel like he's just a bust and he's been injured continuously. If the dude is who they say he is and he's great, then you know what? Kevin White, show up and show out, bro.
Yeah.
Get on the field and make it happen. Go to coaches, go to the wide receivers coach, go to everybody. Hey, look, man, I need reps because I got something to show y'all. While y'all out here, with these little young punks and these little rookies, y'all need to be over here jumping on top of me. I'm not playing no games.
He should be making those kind of demands. I feel you on that because, Kevin, you come over here, man, you sit quietly and let them abuse you. I know you better than some of the guys I don't know. He's got to be deep.
Sometimes you gotta kind of force your way. You gotta force your way into it because when people, what happens is people sit idle, then no, you don't get anything. In this world, sometimes you have to step up and say to yourself, you know what? I got to be able to put it there, and say, hey, look. I am who I am. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this, and you're not going to get anything else out of me because at the end of the day, I want this. Yeah. This is my career. This is my livelihood.
You ain't got to go Antonio Brown, but assert yourself. Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, hey, look, you don't need to go over the top like that, but, the beauty of AB is, hey, that man plays speak for itself. That's one thing. Anybody can say whatever they want about him, but when he get on the field, you have a headache and a problem on your hands.
Yes.
You cannot say less than that.
Unless,
so I say,
but Dion, unless your name is Jason Verrett, and then AB is a non-factor.
Yeah, because the way he shut
God, I
down
love the thought of
D-Hop,
that.
I was very, very surprised
Oh, I'm telling you.
that happened. He shut him
God,
down, and I was like, what?
I mean
Okay.
nothing.
I mean, and then for Verrett, string together a second healthy season to be able to go get a nice payday for yourself. Because the way Jason Verrett plays when he's healthy, that man would have had at least 2 contracts by now that would have been through the roof.
Yeah, we couldn't afford him
because of what he brings. But I'll say this: my main focus is going to be, and I told you I'm at the first and the second preseason game, so I'm gonna be there, hands on. I'm looking. I'm sitting there
making
almost like
assessments.
I'm in the media with a notepad, like trying
Yes.
to figure out. I'm like, okay, who's out here shining, who's not. I don't expect River Craycraft to do a damn thing. I have no faith
That's
in
always your
him.
go-to guy to make a
You
bad
know,
example out of.
always, man. You know, I expect nothing from River Craycraft. If Jalen Hurts starts the season and we're encouraged by his progress, I expect nothing from him because there's nothing encouraging about their progress. You know, I honestly think Richie should step up too.
I
But
mean, really,
you know, my
D.
guy, I want
Okay, D.
really.
You put
I want.
yourself in a very precarious situation. Now, here's the thing. Now, what if the Riverboat Gambler does do a good job? And are you gonna go ahead and say, okay, I said some things about River a few months
Oh
ago?
yeah, I'm a man about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm a man about it. Yeah, if I'm wrong, I'll eat. If I'm wrong, I'll gladly eat crow. I have no quarrels or qualms about that. But I know I'm not gonna be wrong about it. The
yeah.
dude just doesn't do anything. You had a game where they force fed you the ball, or you couldn't do anything. You had a touchdown in the end zone, and you just couldn't even catch the ball. Like there's just things that you see about people, and you're like, nah, this kid ain't never gonna do nothing. You know, as much as you like certain people,
He's
that's how it works. But
he's he,
Fred,
yeah, he's
that's
gonna
the
be the
man.
next. He's gonna be the next. He's gonna be the modern day version of Fred Bolitnikov.
Yeah, Fred, man, and they're that man. And believe me, hey, look, and the thing about it is when we open our pocketbook for Fred, Parag, please, if you out there and you listening, look, man, don't play no games with that man. Give him his money. Give that man his money. He earned every penny. He didn't complain. He didn't talk crap. He didn't hold out. Neither did Kittle. You know, we got a great locker room. We have a great organization that makes people want to be there. We had 89 people at camp. And there's people who couldn't even get that many to show up. Oh, before I go, Ronbo, the COVID protocols have changed. So long story short, if you're vaccinated, you're free. If you're not vaccinated, you get treated just as if if COVID still was running rampant. Not to say that it isn't, but basically that's what they did. Basically, if you're vaccinated, you don't have to get tested every day. You can go on about your business. You can be in the weight room. You do all that. And if you aren't vaccinated, basically you get tested. Yeah. You get tested every day, and you kind of alienate yourself because you can't work out with the other guys.
Yeah.
So
and that test, if people don't know, that test is very uncomfortable. So you know what? That's a motivator right there. That's up the
for
face
real, man. You don't want that thing shoved up your nose on a consistent basis.
Can you imagine
that thing is
every
harsh.
day? Oh man. So
no, ain't nobody got time for that. But it's gonna be a beautiful season, man. And like I said, I'll get with you after those games.
All right,
and can't wait. Exactly
no. We're getting together during the game because you're gonna bring your phone, and I'm gonna call you up.
Oh yeah, hey, look, Ronbo, you already know what it is. I put you in firsthand. I got good seats.
We want to go take us to the concession stand and everything. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see the size of the food and the nachos. There's nothing like a picture of nachos. If you're into food porn as much as I am, to see a plate of nachos with all that cheese and guacamole just going everywhere gives me such a rush. I won't go any further than that.
Well, I'll definitely make sure I get you all the info, Ronbo.
I did. My best to Jasmine, fam. All right. Check him out, fam.
Oh, yeah.
Niner, and remember, don't do the mistake I did. It's Niner Space Gang Space Podcast. That's why I couldn't find it the first time. D, have a good night, fam.
All right, Ronbo.
There he goes, my dude, D. Emilio.
What's happening?
Emilio, I always love the way you come in sounding like you just woke up. Man, Emilio, man, it's like, yeah. No, I'm joking. Emilio's at work. He'd better not be just now waking up.
No,
Doing one
today I'm at home today.
Oh yeah, that sound. Well, you probably did just wake up. You know, and you ain't watching NBA. You know, Emilio, do you continue to watch NBA even after the Warriors have been excused?
Here and there, but I've been paying attention to what's going on. I know Kawhi is out with a
knee
ACL or hurt knee, and I know got his name CP3. He's out for COVID.
Get the shot, CP. What was you waiting on? No. See, this is the thing, Emilio. We were just talking about that. Can you imagine any of our prime time dudes that aren't vaccinated during the season, and Kyle is worried about it too. And all of a sudden, here comes whoever. Coach, what are you doing on the phone? You're supposed to be, why aren't you here? I'm on COVID protocol, Coach. You know what? Oh, Jesus, are you serious? You know, I can just see myself losing it on the phone. I thought you got this shot a week ago. You told me to go get that shot. So, you know, it's a scary thing, you know? I know how some people have some good reasons for not getting the shot, but you know, oh man, it's worrisome.
Yeah, it's gonna be some people gonna still not take it. Some people will wait and take it. So no, you know, you can't force everybody to do it, not to do it. So each his own. Wherever you feel and whatever you believe, it's up to you. You don't have to listen to the media. It's your grown-ass person.
It is. But I'm concerned.
It's your own decision.
But the thing is, if you're George Kittle, Jimmy, Mostert,
I get it, but like I said, I honestly wouldn't get mad at them. I'm like, it's their decision. They chose not to do it. You can't get mad at them. They're grown ass men.
Game day, you gonna get mad at or not? Because you know.
No, I can't. Cause like I said, I'll be disappointed. Like, oh man, you should have done it. But at the end of the day, like I said, your decision. You choose to do it like me. I chose to take it.
I agree.
With what's it? You're your own person. Nobody can force you not to do it. To do it, you make your decisions.
I'm selfish though. I know I'm gonna be mad. I know I'm gonna be mad as hell. But you're right.
I said I would be annoyed, but at the end of the day, I'm like, well, hey, what do you want to do? He got sick. He's out. Oh well. We got messed. They did us dirty last year, anyways, with the whole Thursday night Ayuk and everybody else last year against Green Bay. So
still mad about that.
Why would that make any difference? They're still going to play it no matter.
No
matter what. The end of the day.
If you're the Ravens, we'll wait until you guys are healthy and put you on prime time. Don't worry about
it. Yeah, they're not going to do that. We're the you know the league doesn't like the 49ers. They still don't like the Bordlow, so it's still the same family. They still going to say, you know what, you guys need to play the game. You can't change the game.
Got 5 guys, man. That's all right.
You guys want to forfeit? They're one of the most hated teams in the NFL, so that's not going to happen.
Give me a rundown of your MVP, man. I mean, who's going to be the MVP this year? Who can you predict? And say Jalen Hurts. I'm going to say it.
It would be mostly a comeback player, and I think that would be Bosa.
Yeah.
He's comeback player of the year. He'd be a top. Either be him for defense, if not for offense. Depending what kind of year he does, and if he's there from start to finish, it'd be Jimmy. Because him too, he would also be a comeback player. From injury, his knee, and everything else. So that's offense. It would be Jimmy, and then Bosa would be my defensive MVP.
Yeah, I like Jimmy's chances this year too, because not only is he coming back with a mission, he's in that elusive second year. By the count, he's finally in his second season with Sherman. This is supposedly the year. We'll see. So yeah. So who else?
See what happens. No, like I said,
have you considered Mostert?
And then Jimmy would be my offensive player of the year. Just like I said, same reason. Him coming back from an injury, him proving, he wants to be the quarterback for this team for maybe for another year or so. Because at the end of the day, no matter what he does, even if he has a great year, and we do get to where we win, but maybe by next year, regardless, Trey is going to be the franchise quarterback no matter what happens. No matter what Jimmy does or doesn't do, Trey is our future, regardless of whatever happens with him or not.
And it comes down to budget, exactly. Bottom line is you want that rookie quarterback going forward so you can keep that team strong. You know what, though? What if Mostert, he's got an incredible offensive line to run between now. It depends on how fast Banks gets his speed.
He does, but now since we got Trey Sherman, I don't see that. He would have to have literally one hell of a season, because I think at this point what they're gonna do is share reps. So that'd be more harder for him. He would really have to have one. He would have to have at least 100+ yard games every game he plays. At least every game he plays, he has to have at least 100+ yards. Maybe somewhere between 120, 130, somewhere up there for him to even get that. But it might be hard for him.
He's gonna take a few carries, huh?
He might be he's sharing his carries. So yeah, no, like I said, it'd be nice, but yeah, he's at the point where
if he gets
hurt
though,
a lot, you know.
That's true.
No,
When he gets
like
hot,
I said, if he does
Kyle
get
won't
hot,
take
keep
him out.
him on the field. But
Yeah.
no, but you also got to give him breaks here and there, because you don't want him to get gassed out. But like I said, it's gonna be a little more harder there, because he's gonna share his reps regardless, whether he wants to or not, because you got to think about it.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a little harder for him.
Yeah, I got faith in him. I want to see him get loose too, because like about 15 other guys got. Everybody's playing for a new
they
team.
Try to miss tackles,
next
run
year.
through tackles. Of course, I want to see that too. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying that he's the kind of running back where we got too many running backs anyway. So he's gonna share his reps.
Only 3 are going to dress out for a game, though.
Then yeah.
Yeah.
What was that?
Only 3 are going to dress out for a game, though. I mean, the rest of the guys are going to be on the sideline, not in game uniform. So, because Shanahan's only going to dress 3 guys a week as far as running backs go.
No, not true, but you still got to think about it. Let's say Mercer's number 1, Trey is going to be number 2, and then whoever number 3 is, they're still going to switch reps here and there. So it's not like it's going to be like we had Gore out there all the time, just give Gore here and there breaks. It ain't going to be like that. It hasn't been like that since he's been there. So it's not like Shannon all of a sudden is going to change his mind. Like, you know what? Let's keep Monster out there all the time.
Yeah, no.
When he has done that,
he won't start.
He's gotten hurt. So I know Shannon doesn't want to, have that happen anyway, have him get injured. So he's going to have to rotate his guys anyways, either way.
Yeah, it's always by committee with Shanahan, and it's always a 3-speed transmission. So, Minio, appreciate you calling in here, fam. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see you Friday, Pizza Friday.
Yeah.
So pizza's every day as far as I'm concerned. God, I love that stuff. All right, fam. Have a good night.
All right, you too. All right.
There he goes, Emilio. What? Ow! We go from Emilio to my other dude. That man who's out in Blue Hawaii. Well, the hula girls will have you going ooh la la. Hey, Tony!
How you doing, Ronbo? Aloha. It's been a little bit.
Yeah, it has. Really a little bit. But Tony,
yeah, no.
I know you're there, man. So it's okay, because you're a 49er fan to the bone. And
no doubt.
You'll get in here when you can. So, you busy man, you.
Yeah, no, just been absolutely crushed with work. So, you guys talking today about MVP candidates this early?
I'm looking for those guys, Tony. Exactly.
Well, offensive and defensive, or both? Are you
and defensive? And
okay.
And you know what? Since we're going in that direction, give us. Do you think the coaches, coach? Who's going to be the coach of the year? And just go nuts with it. You know what I mean? Because Shanahan. Okay. They won't give it to him until he goes to the Super Bowl and wins it. And even then, they're going to play something. I'm going to give it to Bruce Arians. Oh. What did he do? He doesn't even need a coach. He's got a team that can run itself.
Well, totally. All right, well, if we're talking team MVPs, is that what we're talking about? Like SF 49ers?
We're not team MVP, offensive.
Okay,
defensive.
so let's start with defense. I think this is the clear. This is pretty straightforward for defense, and it's going to have to be Fred Warner. That's no disrespect to Nick Bosa, who I think is going to come back strong. That's no disrespect to Kinlaw, and I mean obviously Armstead is not going to be in that conversation. Jason
obviously not going to be in that conversation.
Well, Armstead's a cleanup player. He is enabled by how well his surrounding cast is. Yeah,
That's true.
He's solid. He is solid, but just you see what happened last year when Nick Bosa went down and he had to carry the load as the Leo, and that really didn't. I mean, that wasn't his forte, and that's not to say he didn't play hard. He just is not. That's just not what he's supposed to do. So I think Armstead might actually flash and have 7+ sacks. Maybe even like double digits this year. It's very possible. I know in 19 he did, but both those years he was playing in between Nick Bosa. Well, in that year DeForest Buckner. This year he's going to be playing in between Nick Bosa and Kinlaw on third downs, and so I think that's going to open up a lot of things for him. But no, Fred Warner is the leader of that defense. They are going to, people are saying the defense might fall off because we lost Robert Saleh, which some people might have a point, but the fact of the matter is, Fred Warner is the one who's the coach in the field. He's coming into, I think this is his 4th year in the league. Obviously we're trying to re-sign him to a big contract, but he is going to be the guy on defense who is going to be the MVP, calling the plays, calling the alignments. I don't think he's ever going to come off the field, and he can intercept the ball. He knows exactly where to be, and he's going to be one season better. And actually, I was just watching a different show. PFF named Fred Warner the number 1 best player under 25 in the NFL, which I think is pretty
he's number 1.
Overall.
I saw that 25 under 25. He's number 1 because I didn't get a chance to go over that yet. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't read it, but I just saw that he is ranked number 1. Bosa, I think, is also in the top 5 too. So we got number 1 and number 5 of the players under 25 according to Pro Football Focus on that defense. But Fred Warner is the guy. Now, offense, Ronbo. I know we just drafted a young gentleman by the name of Trey Lance, and he is going to be spectacular, I think, in the extreme long run for the team. My thing of it is this: it's called most valuable player, and by that I measure players that add the value to the team. And for me, understanding what value is to a franchise, I think it's going to have to be Jimmy Garoppolo. Because I think Trey Lance should spend some time on the bench. And Jimmy, I hope, goes out there and plays very, very well with all the weapons that we finally have surrounding him. The best offensive line that he's played behind with the 49ers is coming into it this season. And I think that he is going to show out, number 1, because he's going to be healthy. We're going to have healthy weapons around him and a better offensive line, but also because of the fact that he knows that Trey Lance is right behind him, and the Niners are going to be looking to offload him. And so if he does not show out he might be out of football after next season. And I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to let that happen. And so the best case scenario, Jimmy comes out, he plays amazing, and the 49ers trade him at the deadline or in the offseason, preferably in the offseason next year because he's played so darn well. And because
if he's doing well this season, you don't want to miss him out on the Super Bowl because that might be the key to the Super Bowl. So, yeah.
Exactly. So recoup value for that, and there you go, most valuable player. Now, NFL Coach of the Year, if you want to go that far, just looking at over the entire NFL, I want to say Kyle Shanahan. If Kyle Shanahan wins the NFC West, I think he's definitely on the short list for Coach of the Year. But I think it's going to be Mike Vrabel. I think Mike Vrabel is going to be the guy in Tennessee who is going to be the one that wins Coach of the Year behind Ryan Tannehill, behind A.J. Brown and Julio Jones, and behind a serviceable Belichick-style defense. I think he's the one. I look at the AFC teams, and I think the Browns are very, very good. So that Browns head coach I think is also going to be on the list as well. But I would place my bets on Vrabel because he's a kind of DL candidate. And because he has a quarterback, 2 wide receivers, and Derrick Henry, so that's what I'm thinking. And he picked up Julio. So that's kind of, what do you think about those picks, Ronbo?
They make nothing but sense. And Nick Bosa, you mentioned Nick and Fred, of course. See, here's the thing: if you're going to get to have that conversation, It's easy, actually, because we already know Fred. That's why I opened up the show by saying, listen, every week we give the game ball to Fred. I always said, we'll give the ball, okay, give the ball game to Fred, and then let's give some other player love. Every week. So these are the guys that are the backbone of this team. So you're absolutely on target with it.
Yeah. The roster is so good, too, and it's just, every single week we always talk about if they can stay healthy, and this cast of characters on defense, they have a ceiling that's higher than the 2019 team, just given Javon Kinlaw, Eric Armstead, Bosa, and then, with Fred back there. I'm really curious to see what D'Amico is going to do on defense, too. I think as everybody is, but I don't think they take a step back. I think that talent matures, and I think they show out. I think, it's what, 40 days now or however long until real training camp. So we're very slowly creeping up on the season.
Yeah. It's about 30-something now. But
30,
don't speak to that, because people, as you mentioned, are not going to believe in D'Amico because of the fact that Robert Sala's such a cerebral individual, and they think that nobody's just going to come in and be like that. But D'Amico's learned a lot from Sal, and he even said so. Yeah. His play calling is coming from the perspective of a player that's actually on the field. Yeah. I see maybe a possible advantage in your thinking. Where would I? Is that something like what you might be thinking, or what are you thinking?
So I think that it's going to be a lot easier initially for D'Amico to get buy-in from the players. I mean, he's also been the linebackers coach for the past, I think, 2 seasons or at least one season. He was already so he already has the respect of Fred Warner. And when he was he was an All-Pro linebacker when he played. So the player buy-in is not going to be an issue for him at all. The biggest thing with D'Amico for me is not so much that he studied under Saleh, but the fact that he has to go up against Kyle Shanahan's offense and scheme around that in every single practice. And also looking at the coaches who Shanahan has sort of brought up in this league, Robert Saleh included, I think, he's going to be a student of that cover 3, but I don't remember those Texans teams or that Eagles team being a cover 3 defense. And they've also surrounded him with a bunch of other former defensive coordinators to be position coaches around him. So if anything, he might be a lot closer, at least in defensive scheme, to like a Rex Ryan, in that I think he might morph that defense to his personnel, and depending upon what offensive fronts he's facing, he has a lot of versatile guys who play in the defensive backfield. And, he has a solid linebacking core, and he has that front 4 that's going to play wide 9 and rush the passer. But if you could rush with 4 every single time and get pressure the way the Niners are currently set up to do, that enables the actual the defensive coordinator to be a lot less adherent to that cover 3 scheme. And so I think we're going to get a lot of camouflage, and we're not going to know what the defense is going to look like from week to week. And I'm also really excited because he has that linebackers player mentality. I do want to see us blitz more. I want to see us go get that quarterback. But I think we're going to see a lot more varied defensive alignments because of his time in the league, and also that the league. Looking at the teams we got to play too, especially the Arizona Cardinals. With the different kinds of fronts that they're going to be bringing at us. And also the 2 Shanahan derivative systems in Seattle and in the Rams that we're going to be seeing, where those coaches always preach positionless football. And so I think we might see a positionless defense in a way that we've never seen before in this league, with defensive backs who fill in more at linebacker, and Fred can play safety. He was a safety in college, so it's versatility, all about versatility.
And that's why he's the only guy that was on the list as far as secondary players. I got to touch a kick out of that. Tony, I could see we could go on all night, couldn't we?
Yeah, probably could. It's been a little bit too long. All right, I'll get you going. Take care, everybody. Aloha.
Thank you, Tony. Aloha. I can't wait for you to get back in there, man. We'll be back Friday to get some time. All right.
Do my best, Ronbo. I'm just busy.
All right. Night, Tony. There he goes. Hey, John.
Ronbo.
John, the 49ers Ultimate Report checking in. John, we're, the way too early team MVP, as Tony just pointed out. We're looking for the offensive and defensive guys, the juggernauts on both sides of the ball that are going to carry the red and gold chariot across the line first and say things like, Niners! There's gonna be some whoopings handed out this year. John, man, give me some. What are you thinking on these fronts?
When it comes to, who's going to be, like the MVP of the 49ers, there's a lot of names that,
I know.
you can, name, like Fred Warner.
Easily.
Possibly if Nick Bosa is healthy, he can have a MVP type, season. Kinlaw, is a player who I think underappreciated because of, what happened.
Second year. And what if D Ford is healthy? You got to put his name in there too, right? His little defense. Jimmy Ward's back there. I just really, God, who is it though? Who are you thinking?
So like personally for me, I think like I'm gonna look at this very simple. Last year Fred Warner was an MVP because he was healthy. He played every game. He was the Iron Man. He basically just played. He was he is the guy there. So if I have to say MVP, I think I'm going to look at something outside the box on the defensive side, and I think that Kinlaw is going to benefit. So let's look at this situation. Say D Ford is healthy. I don't think that he's going to be a guy that's going to be coming in, a 3-down guy. I think he's going to come in certain situations. Nick Bosa, if he is 100% healthy and he's, like scaring the quarterback, the middle of that interior line, and I really like, I think Armstead will have like a comeback, type of year, but I think Kinlaw is going to be that beast that everyone saw in college. Why everyone said he was either the number 1 or number 2 D tackle coming out of that class in 2020. So it really showed you, what he can be. So right now I would pick him because he has a lot to prove. And what he did against the Rams, he intercepted Jared Goff and he took that ball in. That dude was a big dude and he intercepted that. All he did was he just put his hand up in the air and he ran, and like no one was able to catch that dude, and that dude is a big dude. Just imagine what he can do, like with great support cast around him. On the offensive side of the football, I think the MVP, people would say George Kittle, Kyle Juszczyk, and of course, I would agree with that. But I think one player that no one is, looking at is Deebo Samuel. And I think Deebo Samuel could be an MVP because Ayuk, he's going to be that guy, that number 1. He's probably going to have around between 60 to like 80 catches, around that range. He'll probably get 1,000 yards. But when you look at the Kyle Shanahan's offense dynamic, Deebo Samuel is not a traditional wide receiver who's going to catch you like, for 1,000 yards or, a lot of catches. But he's going to be a guy who's going to scare the defenses because of the way he plays. And if he can stay healthy, just like, Nick Bosa, the 49ers, if everything is good for us, we could see something that the league will start to realize, hey, we don't need like a Julio Jones, type of receiver. We need some of these new dimensional receivers because also the game of football is changing on the offensive side of the ball. Running backs are becoming obsolete. The fullback after Kyle Juszczyk, we don't know if that position is ever going to be, regenerated down the line. So when you have a running back, that's why Jalen Hurd is very important because many people like say, oh yeah, he's hurt, we have no but imagine if he can stay healthy, what Kyle can write. And Jimmy Garoppolo, like we give Garoppolo a hard time, but when Garoppolo says this guy Jalen Hurd is going to be special, that's basically telling you that this guy was worth being drafted or he was drafted. It's just if he stays healthy. So that's how I look at the MVP, type of player for the 49ers team.
No, and it's solid observations too, because you want to get that guy that makes everybody better, and in fact, that is the MVP. See, so that's why Fred. I got a feeling Fred has more influence out there than we even know. That's why I look at him that way. But Debo's actually, I want to call Debo the catalyst of this team. Shanahan's going to use him in any number of ways. Yeah, his business card says wide receiver, but really he's a halfback in a wide receiver's body. No, wait, give me to get that back. He's a wide receiver in a running back's body. So now that gives him a versatility that not many teams have, and they try to emulate it. And a lot of teams tried to do that last. Actually, after Debo got drafted, I remember during the combine, a lot of coaches were talking about they wanted their version of Debo. So Kyle Shanahan again started a trend again, like his offense, players. Everybody wants a George Kittle. No matter what they say about Travis Kelce being the number 1 tight end in the NFL, they've already predicted it and said that's the case. But still, Kelce cannot do what George Kittle can do on both run game and receiving game. So, it's going to be interesting to see who the MVP of this team is. John, do you remember who it was in 2019? Who they crowned the guys in 2019? I don't remember that even being discussed, though.
Yeah, me neither. I can, trying to remember. And one thing I want to piggyback off as you bring, George Kittle. George Kittle, was drafted, to be, a blocking tight end. But under Kyle Shanahan, the guy has flourished. And that's the reason why many people, especially Kansas City fans, I really don't know why. Anyway, they're Kansas City fans for a reason.
Yeah.
George Kittle is the best tight end because what kind of a tight end blocks really well? He's dangerous in the run game. He's dangerous in the pass game. Mm-hmm. He's dangerous, in so many types of situations. And then you look at Deebo Samuel. The reason why I think he could be a sleeper is that the Seahawks should not even talk trash. Look what he did in that Week 17 game, where everyone said he stepped out of bounds. He spun around, stayed in bounds, and ran it in. It really shows you. And then I think it was this year it was a Sunday night football game where everyone thought he was down on the ground. He stood back up and he ran for like 20 more yards. The dude is hard to tackle. So at the end of the day, I'm tired of these Seahawks and Kansas City fans saying I'm not.
I got that recording. I got it. I saved it. I go back and look at it all the time so I can laugh. John, we're out of time. We'll be back Friday looking for you, okay? Oh, God.
Thanks, Ronbo. And always, just like the best phrase from your boy Norm, Niners all day, Niners forever.
Have a great night, fam. There he goes, 49ers Ultimate Report. Check him out. He's got content going. Let's go ahead and say goodbye to Nathaniel. And Nathaniel, it's nice to meet you. You are out of here. We don't give you time out for you to come back and still be stupid. Are you a Hawks fan? He's got to be a Hawks fan or a Cowboys fan. I don't know which one is most dumb. Hey, Jamal.
Hey, Ronbo, how you doing, brother?
Jamal, man, we're sitting there sizing up to what we got here, going into the training camp and trying to figure out what in the world, because this year we may get a surprise. Probably, if you had to bet money on it, probably not. It's going to be, Fred. It's probably going to be. You know what, though? Automatically, the face of the franchise for the last few years has pretty much been George Kittle. Jimmy might beat him out this year. Williams might beat him out. Even, can you imagine Mike McGlinchey in the running? I loved it. Mike McGlinchey. After the COVID situation, I just couldn't find any place to eat. Mike, Anyway, Jamal, you got your own idea. Who's going to be the MVP? Who you got? Offense and defense.
I know we've been saying Fred. Well, I know he was last year. But who could be Kinlaw? I'd say on defense with so much attention, so much attention being on Bosa. So could be Kinlaw on defense. On offense, I'd say the captain on the offense is Jimmy. Because he got something to prove. Everybody's been coming at him sideways. So he's this, he's that. As Stephen A. would say, a porn star Jimmy, blah, 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 and all that. So
I know.
He gets like no respect. No respect. Like I said, man, he's going to be that Sebastian Shaw. Taking all the negativity and use it against him. Absorb all the negativity and then going to use it everybody. He's going to ball out this year. Watch.
And with that offensive line he's got now and
Exactly.
No more second tier or rookie quarterbacks. He's got 2 prime time quarterbacks. Receivers. Uh-oh. And you got George too. Oh.
Right.
Now let's see what we got. I can't wait. So, yeah. It's be interesting.
And also, that's what would frustrate me about Troy Aikman, because he had that offensive line to protect him. I said, well, somebody please talk to this dude just one time.
Hey, Jamel,
Guys, man,
and Zeke, remember Zeke, his rookie year? He had the the dream team offensive line. He's got the best running back in football with Zeke. He couldn't fail. And then those guys leave. Okay, now we see the real Zeke, huh? He's okay, but he ain't as good as he was his rookie year. Okay, makes sense. That's how it works, y'all.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
love it.
That's why I said the game is won in the trenches, is what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And now we got the line. Our run game is going to be crazy. Our pass game is going to be nuts. Jimmy G got his weapons. Yep.
And what if Jalen Hurd plays? Jamel.
Oh, my God.
We've got enough firepower out there, but if Jalen Hurd can play, now Kyle's options go through the roof.
Yep.
Oh, man. See, we wished like this last year. I got myself all pumped up. We got Jordan Reed and George Kittle out there together. Are you crazy? Oh, my God, let's go. Couldn't get them both on the field all year together to save lives. Still mad about that. We got cheated out of that, Jamel. That was going to be a tremendous combo.
Yeah, that was, man. 2-headed tight end monster. Heck yeah.
Oh. So, we got cheated out of that. Jamel, somebody brought up earlier, Ross Dwelly. Okay, it looks like we're not going to get another tight end better than Ross. We got the guy that we picked up, the veteran, but he's like a little long in the tooth, and he don't know the offense as well as Ross does, right? So I'm thinking now, Kyle's got to scheme up some things that involve drawing a lot of attention. You ever watch Kyle Shanahan, some of the things he does when you see Juice bleed out, all of a sudden you see a lot of activity going on all over the field. This is all within the span of like 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds, right? All of a sudden Juice comes rolling out into a flat. You got real estate in every direction, You say, oh,
right.
Kyle, you worked that out. Get Dwelly involved. Oh, my God. Now the options are ridiculous. So, we're in a position now, Jamel. It's going to be hard to pick the MVP because I think a lot of people will be kicking ass.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Everybody's going to have something to show and something to prove, So, yeah, well, we'll just have to see when I can't wait the preseason and then regular season, and let's get it going.
Man, I tell you, it's hard. These few weeks going into training camp are always the most difficult because you get that crazy feeling inside. Come on. This day is taking too long. Let's hurry up and get to the end of the month. So we can hurry up and say, okay, guys, we got 3 weeks to go. We've got to wait all the way till next weekend to start talking like that. Woo! Jamel, okay, you picked out Ken Law and who else?
Ken Law and James.
Yeah.
Yep, Jimmy, yep.
Any co-stars could possibly take it away in your mind?
Anybody on offense, maybe it's one of the wide receivers. I'm not sure, but with maybe could Ayuk maybe, or Devo already showed himself 1 year, and then
if he can stay on
the
field,
they're on the field, stay healthy. So
that's the thing with this team. We got a lot of guys. Got to see if we can keep 90% of them healthy. If that be the case, it will be a cakewalk, especially with the schedule we got this year.
Right. Oh, my goodness, man. They give us some easy stuff.
Woo. Oh, man. Hey, Jamel, always good to hear from you. Good to hear you feeling good.
Always.
Tell you what, man.
Yes,
looking for you Friday if you get a chance, all right?
I'll be back Friday.
Looking forward. Night, Jamel.
All right, brother.
Yeah. And let me see if we get this name. Is that True Move? I love the name. True Move, thanks for the contribution, fam. Really appreciate it. Hey, Mike.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Hey, Mike, man. We're sitting back here and making these way too early predictions like we love to do at this time of year. And looking at the potential for MVP. And as I mentioned to Tony, does Kyle Shanahan finally achieve the COY? Wouldn't it be funny if D'Amico did? Oh, D'Amico gets actually. Yeah, the assistants can't get those honors, can they? But anyway, Mike, what do you think?
Years? Nah.
Yeah.
Well, so we're not beating the same, dead horse of obviously the Fred Warner. I wanted to bring up Jason Verrett because
I know, right?
He's going to be facing a lot of elite receivers this season. Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf, D-Hop, Julio Jones.
Oh.
So he's going to be a key piece to our defense.
Yeah. Actually, though, the D-Hop is the one who's got to be concerned, actually, more than Jason. The Cardinals, they're probably saying, hey, you going to be able to get away from Jason Verrett? Look, man, don't start. I can see
Did you see that McGlinchey put on 15 pounds, he said?
Mike's becoming my favorite guy. He really is. Last year I was amused, too, when he was in there with that face, because people had already been talking, Mike, man, you've lost too much weight. You've become a long, tall wimp. Come on, man. And so, this year he's made it a thing to gain weight. But that excuse he gave was hilarious. Mike was like a little refugee child roaming up and down the streets looking for food.
Yeah, I think he might have gave up on his diet for the season.
Come on, Mike. Didn't stop Kittle off the beating.
Alex Mack, dude.
Oh,
yes. No one's brought him up yet. He's a big part of our offense.
And in so many ways, good point. Because he's going to be the guy that's orchestrating the defense and telegraphing back. It's like when he's on the field, you don't need Kyle in your helmet so much if you're the quarterback, right? Because Mack is, and even Matty Ice said, Alex Mack is probably the biggest reason why we had the success we did. I didn't even have to think out there. Mack would already tell me what's up, and we go from there. That kind of center is rare. Weston Richburg, I think he was approaching that, but I don't know. Alex Mack in this offense, as complicated as it is, he is huge.
And he's touching the ball every play.
Yes.
They're snappers. So.
And he can look at that field and diagnose and read and come up with what to do quickly. That's an asset that can't. You're right. That's MVP caliber stuff.
Ones that you don't, it's not going to show up flashy in stats or anything, but same thing for Juice, he makes our run game go.
Yeah, so much so. They should have an award for best supporting player, just like they do in the Oscars and everything else, right? Best supporting cast members, right? 49ers, because they're going to give the glamorous, the sexy guys are always going to.
Team, then.
Yeah, well, the thing is, though, you got the sexy picks every week. Who's going to win offensive honors and defensive honors. But who were the guys that made that all possible? Like, we could have given DeForest Buckner that year that he helped everybody else get theirs. Like Eric Armstead, maybe to some degree. But Nick Bosa, he would be like, God, he'd be on both ends of that candle. MVP candidate and supporting cast. He's the guy that helps everybody else improve their own games.
Now, don't go all T.O. on me here. I want to say Trey Lance again. Just as a dark horse, because knocked on wood, Jimmy can't go. He might turn out to be, savior of the season.
No, we got to depend on him. Unless Steven is right, and then he's got to get past. What do you really think of Josh? Rosen? Rosen, is he the most misunderstood guy of all time? I do wonder if he has a chance to stay on this team. unless Sudfeld
Well, I
beats
know
him
he's
out.
got a cannon of an arm for sure.
Yeah.
He kind of went to pretty shitty situations. So, I mean, I don't know anything much about him coming out of college. But
At UCLA,
did he go number 2 or?
5. He was in a top 10. He sat there
The
looking
Cardinals
like
picked him
he
pretty high.
looked awfully upset. He wasn't picked in the
I
position
thought he was
thought
number
should have
3 because it went.
Was it as
Goff,
high as number
Wentz,
3?
And then Rosen.
Maybe. I forgot.
Maybe it wasn't. It was up there.
But coming out of UCLA, he was a stud. Guy was awesome. Really good. And I thought he'd go higher, too. But they didn't do that for him. So, man, I don't know. But, he's on this is his last, he's got to do something really good right now. And, experiences, Trey Lance is going to be awesome. There's no two ways about that. How quickly that can happen is the story on him. So Kyle will be able to determine that. If Jimmy goes down, you have to wonder if Trey's going to be the first guy to bring down. If Jimmy were to go down in week 2 or 3 or something crazy like that, is Lance ready in a year where the 49ers absolutely need to get to the playoffs? And it could be. I don't know, because I don't know what's going on in practice. But this is a very difficult offense to digest and get comfortable in and just start going. We're going to see in preseason what he looks like. We'll probably get a better idea as to whether he could acclimate quickly or will it take a little bit. And you don't want to ruin a rookie by putting him in that situation too soon, because you could develop fears and things like that. I'm sure they're going to be cognizant of that when they go into the season. But we'll see. Maybe he's ready.
We didn't think Russell Wilson. They didn't think Russell Wilson would be right either.
And
of course,
that offense,
he didn't have a guy in front. He didn't have a guy in front of him though, like Jimmy. So
and also most of these teams that guys come in. Who's came in the rookie year and started right away out of the draft? Jared Goff. Who's been a big success in the last few years? Coming in as a rookie. Baker Mayfield got killed. Goff got killed his first year. These guys got to get.
Burrow was having a good season until he got hurt.
Yeah, the guy Burrow did pretty well. You're right. Also, the guy in the Chargers quarterback, he did well.
Mm-hmm.
But then you look at Josh Allen over in Buffalo. My God, Josh, he really got smacked in the first year. And look at him now, though. So
yeah.
It's just
he learned. He tried some of that stupid little pitch spin thing in that first playoff game his rookie year. Tried pitching it to his tight end randomly.
He's good now, though.
But no, he's dangerous. All right, I'll let you go. Give me a shout out, Ronbo.
Hey, thanks, fam. See you Friday.
Later.
And there's Barack O-Liner. Michael, Sam, I'm not going to say. Rudy, that note's for you. I'm not going to get involved in that. Brock, please don't do that. All right. Hey, Rick.
Ronbo.
Rick, man, we're checking out the 49er MVP in June. But it's fun to do because, we got to wait so long for those guys to get back. What do you think? Who's going to be the guy this year on offense and defense as far as the MVPs go?
Ronbo, I'm going to go outside the box.
Good.
And I'm going to say, I'm just go ahead and say Kyle Shanahan.
Nothing
Our
wrong
coach.
with that. Yeah. He's the most dangerous guy
Our
on the
coach,
field.
because he's the one that got Fred up to speed. He's the one that got Boza. He's the one that got Kittle. He got Garoppolo. He got Trey Lance. He's the X factor. If there's an X factor, that's him, our coach.
Well, you get
people
up
be
to
hating
speed.
on him.
You got to give the coaches you got to give Salah some credit on them defenders, though. I wonder, though, whose idea was it
But
to
who
pick up
hired
Fred
him,
Warner?
though?
Yeah, you know what? That you
Who
mentioned
hired
that.
Salah?
Guy Shanahan. Yeah, you got me there. Okay, wait a minute, though. The draft picks, though. Was Kyle instrumental on all those picks, or was John Lynch involved in picking up Fred Warner?
Ronbo, you know it's a collab affair, but
No, wait.
Kyle definitely had the last say.
No.
Kyle definitely had the last say.
No, you get full credit on that too. You know why? Remember, Jed York said we want our coach to pick out the GM he believes that he can work with. There you go. It's all about Kyle.
I'm telling you, man. And right about now, I'm hearing a lot of criticism out there because, there's no practice, and Kyle did this and Kyle did that, and Kyle's the reason people getting hurt, and this and that. Hey, look, those ain't Niner fans. Those ain't Niner fans.
Haters.
They're not. I'm not even gonna lie to you. We're fam, and I know I can keep it real with you, Ronbo.
Yeah,
Them people are not fans. They're not fans.
You know where that goes, though. If as long as they give them all the glory when we're winning, it seems to work both ways with a lot of fans. A lot of fans are quick to make those kind of judgments, and they love to designate blame. I've always had a problem with those people because sometimes their blame is twisted. I just, give me some rationale behind that. And then they can't do it, and it turns into a fight. I'd rather have a civilized conversation. But really, when you get stupid with it. And I hate doing that, but I do it all the time.
I love to get ignorant, Ronbo. I'm from Texas. We get ignorant, talk it out, and then we'll give you a fair one, and then it is what it is.
Yeah,
but on the real though, Ronbo, I mean, there's too much stuff out there, like right now, talking junk about Kyle. But you know what? It's automatically defaulted. You know, people want to say, Kyle, take the blame. You know, just go up there and say it's my fault. People got, but you know what? It's by default. Of course, he's going to take the blame because he's the coach. But you know what? He's also the one that put all the pieces together. He put everything together. I mean, last year was a mess, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he made something out of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he did the damn thing, Ronbo, and
we were still competitive.
Man, we wouldn't be.
We lost, but we're still competitive every week.
That we are, yeah.
Except the Miami game.
If we wouldn't have had those circumstances, we wouldn't got the number 12 pick.
Mm-hmm.
If we wouldn't have jumped up to get Trey Lance, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, everything happens for a reason.
And everything's connected.
But, you know, the MVPs, you're going to hear from all the faithful who their opinion is, offense or defense. But I just wanted to give a shout out to the coach. You know what I'm saying? Because he's getting a lot of heat right now, and it's undeserved. And I'm going to keep it real. You know, if he would have picked McCorkle, hey, hell no.
Oh, man.
hey, I would have been the first one to say, man, F Kyle, what the F is wrong with you? And
Mike Florio,
I will keep it real.
But some people still don't appreciate it, Rick. People still. Mike Florio says the 49ers are the most dysfunctional organization behind that move. I said, oh, okay, Mike. So if we pick up McCorkle, that makes us functional?
That's because he picked him in his draft, yeah. Because he picked the wrong pick in his little mock draft or whatever. He wanted to talk stuff about Coach. But Coach didn't do nothing but, like, lead him on. That's all he did wrong with it. Whatever it is to help me get Trey Lance, go ahead and run with it. If I got to tell Phil Sims, if I got to tell my daddy, whatever, hey, as long as I get Trey Lance, hey, I don't even give a damn. Do what you got to do.
And Phil Sims, well, you know, Phil Sims is his buddy. So Phil didn't say anything bad, but he's sitting there, Mike's going on and on, saying all those nasty things about Kyle and how the organization doing things ass backwards and going on and on. So, you know.
But why is he saying that? Why is he saying that, though? Why is he saying that, though, Ronbo? Why do you think he's saying that?
He's bitter because he was made to look wrong. That's what some guys do.
Because he thought he picked the wrong. I mean, he obviously picked the wrong pick, but he thought he was led on that he was going to get the right pick. But Ronbo, don't you hate people that can't admit when they're wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you hate that stuff?
And will work night and day to keep coming back at him.
If I would have said, hey, Ronbo, we're going to pick McCorkle. and he's the best. He's pro ready and this and that and this and that.
And they were saying that stuff for real. Yeah.
And then it turns out he's a dud, and then when he runs out the pocket, he's like bumping his ankles like Dorothy. There's no place like home. Hey, Ronbo, I'm gonna be a man, and I'm gonna say, hey, I was wrong. This dude's a dud. He has no physical talent. He can throw the ball, but he ain't nothing past that.
I so agree.
So I'm gonna just go ahead and give Ronbo. I'm gonna go ahead and give Kyle a shout out and say, Ronbo is the #1 franchise in all the land. All the land? All the land, Ronbo. Shout out from Texas, baby.
Ricky, you are some kind of cool.
Ronbo, I'm going to keep it real because we're family.
Thanks, fam.
We can't keep it real family. We can't keep it real nobody.
I tell you, I always love our family members in Texas. Because, see, the thing is, when you run into a cowboy, it just really burns his butt. Especially if you're wearing all your red.
Ronbo, if they catch me when I'm drunk, I'll slap the dog shit out of them. Let them say the wrong words. Let them say something. They better look at me crazy and keep it moving. They better look at me crazy and keep it moving. As long as they don't say nothing, they're all right. If you say so, I'm
say,
shit out of
y'all remember Dwight? Cowboys.
Dwight who?
Dwight Clark. Tell a cowboy. Y'all remember Dwight? Because see,
yeah.
Rick, here's a bad thing. Right now, we can only argue so much because as soon as we move to that 6th trophy, and the Cowboys still at 5, oh, Rick, you're going to have your whole world is going to change overnight after that Lombardi. Because now, how you like me now? Y'all can't argue nothing now, can you? We the superior NFC team. We the ones with the biggest history.
21? Yeah. Hey, Ronbo, how the hell are they in the NFC East? Tell me that. I'm in Texas. Ain't nothing East about me, Ronbo. Tell me how the hell are they in the weakest division of football?
I do not know how the Cowboys got that worked out. And they did that probably for strategic reasons. Jerry Jones has some kind of power that nobody understands.
It just happens to be the weakest division of football. That's what it is.
It is. No doubt about it.
And we're the best. We're the hardest division in football. And who run it, Ronbo?
Niners!
Yes! That's what I was talking about.
Oh,
yeah.
Rick, we're having too much fun, Rick. We got to go, though. But I'm going to see you Friday if you get a chance. Will you?
I got you, man.
All right, Rick. Have a great night, fam.
Like.
Goes Rick, going back, work on them Texans. Hey, Jay.
What's up, Ronbo?
Jay, I'm glad you called. We had such fun with you the other night as you was really getting your rest. we all enjoyed your rest with you for a few minutes. Jay, you was sawing logs or dreaming about whatever you was dreaming about, but you was enjoying yourself. But Jay, man, we're doing the MVP thing a little early because it's like we got so much time before the guys get back into camp. We make these predictions now so we can brag about it. Oh, by week 9 or 10, picture starts to form. You know what? I was right. I told y'all way back in June. I told you it will be the MVP of this team. See, so Jay, now's your chance to put yourself in position to have that day to say, when I'm talking, y'all need to listen.
I hear you, Ronbo. I'm gonna say this, Ronbo. I'm gonna say Nick Bosa on the defensive side because he got something to prove, you know.
Mm-hmm. And coming off injuries, that's a good pick.
Yeah, and I think I don't know, man. It depends on which quarterback comes in. I'm gonna choose one of the quarterbacks. I'm gonna say Trey Lance. I'm gonna go with the rookie. I think I watched some of his film. He's throwing passes with Mohamed Sanu. You know what I'm saying? This boy looking ready.
Crisp,
they saying
sharp.
he looking like he's gonna take Jimmy's job. So you know, I don't know. They say they saying he learned the playbook. So, man, yeah. So, dude, he's trying to be ready. You know what I'm saying? And if he's learning Kyle's playbook that quick, man, the end is near for Jimmy.
I don't know. Did they say he's already fully? It takes a while to fully learn. Well, you know what? Okay, we'll see what he looks like under pressure. Because it's kind of tough to learn the playbook in 3-4 weeks. Well, we'll see.
Well, they said dude is very smart. And it's not impossible if you sit there and you work very hard at studying the playbook, and then and you get. He still had Jimmy to ask questions, through through the OTAs and
Jimmy
all that.
Jimmy don't mind telling him. So, yeah.
Well, yeah.
We'll see. He'll get that opportunity. He's, we're going to see him. Now, the thing is to assume that before we see him with any contact out there, maybe a little premature, not impossible, but we got to see him in pads. We got to see him under pressure and a lot of things. And then it might be a little easier to make that kind of assessment. But right now, learning the playbook in a month, that's pretty good. That's pretty
very good.
That's pretty insanely
Especially
good.
Cows.
That's
That's
what I'm trying to tell you. I said, I don't know if a human being can learn it in a few weeks. But then maybe he could be that one dude in a billion that can do that. So we'll see. But
right.
Mike McDaniel says they're going through fundamentals and things like that right now. So we'll see what he looks like. He could be better.
I hope so. I hope, he turned out well, because we don't need another Alex Smith situation, you know what I'm saying? So we want this to pan out. We traded a couple of future picks, and I want this really to pan out, really.
Well, if it doesn't, I think we still got a solid quarterback in JG, so we'll be okay. But, yeah, if he's ready to go, he's ready to go. So, But, hey, okay, so offensively, you can pick out more than one guy on offense and defense. If you're going to pick out anybody besides Trey Lance on offense, who would you pick?
Man, I'm going to go with George Kittle. George Kittle is a beast. He plays. He's an important piece to our offense. Very
extremely
important piece.
I mean, the piece.
And he can block. He can catch. He's an all-around tight end, and it just makes me so sick to my stomach that they don't recognize George Kittle as the best tight end. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at who's throwing the ball to him, and he makes plays every time he gets the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. George, the only reason why that Kelsey's been outdoing him is because Kelsey never gets injured. He's on the field all year long. If George could be on the field all year long, this would not be a contest. But George is missing a lot of games,
it wouldn't be a competition. Yeah, George could catch it. He could take it he could take it, you know what I'm saying? He could take it to the yard. He can, they don't call
There's nothing
him
he can't do.
Nothing. He led the league in yards after catch. So this is a tight end. So you telling me Travis Kelsey is better than George Kittle? You got to be absolutely insane.
Not really.
You know what I'm saying?
He's not really. So that's why I can't wait. If George can pull off the whole season.
He got a better quarterback, and you know what I'm saying? And so he's making plays. And I ain't going to, you know what I'm saying? He's a stud, too, in his own right. I'm not.
Not only that, look at Kelsey. Look who's playing around Kelsey. You got Tyreek Hill.
That's what I'm saying.
You got Nicole Hardman. And the thing is, you got
Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback.
That's a combination that makes your life is easy.
Yes, exactly. So, of course, he should be able to catch, you know what I'm saying? But he ain't no George Kittle. George Kittle is an all-around tight end. He's the best tight end. You know, I'm not saying that because I'm a homer. But it's just an eye test. You can see what George Kittle done. He he broke the all-time, receiving as a tight end his first year. So imagine.
Yeah, he has been the MVP though. When George is on the field, he is the MVP because of all the things he does. He's so multidimensional out there. He's multitasking every game. Is why he probably got underpaid, but we got him anyway.
Yeah.
Jay, we got to go. Let me see you Friday if you get a chance. We'll try to get in there before you fall asleep.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, Ronbo. You have a good night.
You too, Pam. Night.
Thank you.
Steven Hernandez. He said, I take off to get the juiciest double quarter pounder with cheese, and y'all was talking about the Cowboys. Damn near ruined my appetite. Steven, our bad. We should never ruin a man's meal talking about the Cowboys. God, so yuck. Hey, Bryant, come on in, Bryant.
Hey, Ronbo, it's been a very long time. Thank you for having me.
How's the family?
They're doing good. I have a new one now.
I was about to say,
new little Niner.
What'd you name her? Or is it a he or she?
It's a little girl. Her name's Holly. So I got a Lily and a Holly.
There you go. Well, you know what? Thing is, growing up a Niner, you're gonna have to buy another jacket now soon.
Yeah. Hey, talking about that, and everybody, one man's treasure is another man's trash, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm a property maintenance guy. My brothers, all of us, we all got really lucky, and we work for a similar company.
Mm-hmm.
So we get holidays off, and everything's great. But my brother, he's working in Stockton, and he went up to the dumpster, and he recognized something, and he was like, "Oh my gosh!" So he picks it up, and he puts it in his car, and he brings it home, and he says, "Bryant, here you go." And I open up this bag, and it's a 49er jacket. Someone threw a Niner jacket away, a gold Niner jacket. So I washed it up and everything. The armpit was unstitched, so I got to stitch the armpit. But it's like an extra large, so it's in really good condition. The back patch is 49ers. I'm so happy. I was like,
it's the gold, right?
So lucky. So yeah, super gold.
Right.
And I looked at Lily, and I'm like, after I get the armpit sewed up, this is your next jacket. And she started laughing because it's in mint condition, and someone threw it away. I'm like, hey, one.
Well, like you said, you made the repair to the armpit. People use any excuse if it's taking up room, you're not wearing it anymore. But see, Brian, that's the difference between a real 49er fan and a guy that might have been bandwagoning at some point. Now he's no longer a 49er fan. He's a Tampa Bay Bucks fan or something, right? So these kind of guys, shot cracks me up. You either are or you're not.
And that's where I'm always excited, because when I go to flea markets or I go to the thrift stores or something like that, COVID not affected, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when I go through these places and stuff like that, and I find old Niner glasses and I find old Niner jackets or stuff like that, I buy it because it's fun, and then that's how I've been able to my memorabilia. I even have 49er gum. I think I sent you a picture of that. I got a stick of 49er gum. It's so funny.
With the cards?
But hey.
Dude,
I wanted to call in and just check bases with you, and I had a couple questions for you.
All right.
And, how are you doing? That's the most important thing.
Fantastic. As long as we're good into the summer, that means what season is next. I love this time of year.
So is my first question, and I kind of already know the answer, Super Bowl or bust, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Got to do it this year.
If we don't win the Super Bowl this year, it's got to be this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then with all the excitement and everything that's happening with Trey Lance and stuff like that, and everything that's happening, do we let go of Jimmy this year, or is this something that we're riding on with all year?
Oh, God. With me, that would be the cardinal mistake. Trey Lance is not ready to lead that team. This guy just came out of the FCA. What's his conference? FCS, FSC or something like that? Okay. He's going to need seasoning. He's when he come in the NFL the first day, he will see something he's never seen before. He doesn't need that yet. Now, he'll probably get up to speed at some point. But Jimmy G, with that offensive line and real live offensive weapons, he's the guy. No doubt about it. He is the guy. That is a Super Bowl waiting.
I totally agree. I think Trey just needs just a little time, and if he's even better than Jimmy, that's fine. But if Jimmy's capable and he doesn't get hurt this year, we should just roll at Jimmy. And I don't think we should do that Alex Smith, Kaepernick thing where we played him half the season and then he got hit and we never went back to him. I don't think that's right.
Yeah,
but what I do think, and I'm just curious to ask you, if Jimmy was to win the Super Bowl this year with our team, do we get rid of him next year?
I know, I can't wait. If that happens, I can't wait to see what's going to happen with that. Because here's the thing that's going to happen. If the 49ers, after a Super Bowl win, would it be the first time in history that a Super Bowl quarterback was traded immediately in the following season? Then you're going to get the pushback from that contingent of fans that says, he just won the Super Bowl. Why can't we roll with him? He's got one more year left in his contract. Trey can continue to train and learn, and he can take over next year when Jimmy G walks, right? And so that's what you're going to get. But the 49ers are going to say, yeah, but we can get a boatload of picks for him right now. We're thinking we should probably go ahead and make that move. It's going to be a paradox of a situation. I really don't know what they're going to do. I can't even make up my own mind on that. I'd like to get the first-round pick back. And if Jimmy wins a Super Bowl and he's very instrumental in it, Brian, you can get easily maybe 2 first-round picks and a second. He's only going to be 31?
If he wins the Super Bowl, it's going to bring up his value, most definitely. If he gets hurt this year, I think it's going to totally wreck his career.
Well, yeah, that's in the game.
But if he can stay healthy this whole season and we don't flip-flop and, try to do, crazy stuff run Trey Lance in there and stuff, maybe if we're, blowing some teams out and stuff like that. But if we just keep Jimmy's confidence up, I think this team can really go to the Super Bowl. Sure. And then, these are my last 2 questions. I know they're kind of fan favorites and people are kind of getting on me about them. But this is my first question. With Sherman, if he was to move to a position or not move to a position, even if he was to stay at corner, just having him on the depth chart and his leadership in the locker room, yada, yada, right? Would he be worth re-signing?
See, this is a difficult question, Brian, because, the fact is, our whole style of...
I'm a Sherman fan, and I think you are too. I'm not afraid to say it.
The only thing I'm worried about is where he fits in with this. We're playing more of a hybrid defense now. We were cover 3 exclusively when he came, right? It was all zone.
Right.
I worry that, if he doesn't, he's got to go man every now and then. I don't know if Sherman, because remember in the Super Bowl, he was isolated out there and he got smoked by Watkins. That's not his strength. He's
but we
coverage.
Also got to say, but we got to say, I'm sorry to cut you off so quick, but we also have to say in that Super Bowl there was some calls, there was some holding calls that didn't called so fast, and maybe if he would have been getting a little bit of a benefit of the doubt, he would have got smoked so bad. But I agree, he might have lost a step or 2. But I agree with you. His locker room. I'd like to see him back too.
I do too. I like him because the fact is, he is who he is. He carries a certain swag that nobody on the team carries, Brad. I do want him. I just hope he can function in this defense and be productive. And I'm concerned.
I'd like to see him move. Let's just see him be experimental with him a little bit, and maybe they can move him to safety a little bit and corner, and just keep him as a second player, like a second string player where he's not necessarily in on all snaps because he did have his lower leg injury, and he didn't play a lot last year. But I think he wants to play for a contender. I think his leadership really speaks a lot of value.
Brian, the only thing is, will he accept that? See, that's the bottom line. You have to get an understanding before you sign him. This is what we're going to do, and if you're okay with that, let's go. But
and he's one of those guys that likes to come in and set up his own contract too, because he doesn't need an agent. He's smart enough.
Yeah. But we want to. I don't.
But hey, my last question before I let you go is what do they have to do to just get Frank on the team one more time, because he's going to retire real soon. And if they leave him on the team for a third string player or something, or let him play special teams, he wants to retire a Niner.
But he wants to be.
That, I got to let you go.
Yeah,
and I'll let you finish off the phone and stuff.
All right.
I love you, Ronbo.
Hey,
I'll
back
call
at
you
your fam
real soon.
and your fam
Niners
too.
are coming. and we're right back there. But I know I'll get some hate for those questions. But hey, Frank's got to come back, man. All right, bye.
I agree. Night, Brian. I haven't heard him in a long time. Brian's one of the furnished me with my San Francisco Gold. Yeah, in fact, Frank, I just wonder. Frankie says he'd love to come back. All I do is give him a call. What if you told Frankie he'd be used in a reserved designation with us? We're going to use you in this way, Frankie, if you want. We can also do this, this, and this. We're going to have we got a bunch of kids that are already pretty much ahead of you, but we'll put you in for special situations. If we're if it's 3rd and goal with about 3 yards to go, your number's going to be the first one we're going to call. I think Gore would go for it, Hey, Anderson.
What's going on, Ronbo in the 49er Empire?
Anderson, man, good to hear from you. I haven't heard you for a while. Anderson, man.
Man, the last time I called you, Ronbo, it was February, and the last thing I said, watch me get Trey Lance.
Yeah. That's right. You weren't one of the guys going to change. And everybody was talking about McCorkle, and well, you know what? It was between people saying, ain't going to be no Mac Jones up in here, man. It's going to be Justin Fields, Trey Lance. Because Zach already left, and the first string quarterback already went to Tennessee. So, come on, man. I mean, Jacksonville. So, yeah, everybody was right.
But, yeah, though, I knew it was going to be a pick simply because the boy got good footwork.
Yeah, he's a beast.
But anyway, he not. But I know one thing for sure, you're not going to beat out Jimmy G. Because I'm like this, bro. If we beat Seattle week 4, beat the hell out of them at home, they're going to be like, uh-oh. And then if we go to Seattle and beat Seattle and we sweep them, oh, these people not playing. And it's like, shoot, I was hoping we got Delanie Walker back because, shoot, that could beat us Swiss Army knife right now.
I know. Well, that got shot down.
He's making he's making magnificent plays.
You know what? Delanie might not. If you'd have waited another month or so, I think Delanie might have came in not quite in prime time shape, and he needed to be against the guy he competed with. They picked the other dude. I forget his name. We just got him.
Oh yeah, Pruitt. I forgot.
I was thinking Pruitt is the last name.
I forgot him because man, that dude, oh man, I forgot we had got him. Yeah. He gonna be Never mind, I changed mine. But I think Jalen Hurd gonna surprise a lot of people. I think Elijah Mitchell is. I think Trey Sherman is. I think of course Ayuk and Debo. That's nothing to talk about. And Kittle, come on, man. And most of I'm not gonna even say their names because there's nothing to talk about. Of course they gonna get theirs.
Yep.
But I see Kyle Shanahan run a lot of wildcat and a lot of putting a couple of those guys at but just simple play. Y'all go in and receiver right quick,
Oh man, would you love to see a wildcat? I'd like to see Mostert in a wildcat, but that ain't gonna fool nobody because as soon as the defense look up, ain't that 31 on that dude's stuff? Man, get ready. They're going Mostert, and that would ruin things.
Instead, yeah, but at the same time, while they're thinking that, you got Elijah Mitchell on the other end. Bam, that's who you're throwing the ball to right there. But,
you know what? And you know something? Anderson, I just realized something. You can add to that wildcat, okay? Go ahead, snap to Mostert, and then have Debo or McDaniel. Is that him? Have him come around that corner. Yeah. I want to see. I'd love to see that play. Your running back needs to be able to handle the ball. Now you got the two bodies going past each other. I got Hurd going with one, and McDaniel the other side. Mostert hands off to one of them to going around that corner.
Yeah, I like the play we did to the Saints.
And yes, on the field,
let me
get
this out the way. Let me get this out the way right quick, Ronbo.
I'm listening.
I'm going to say some names because I was hearing a lot of ill. That's why I haven't called in a while. I was like, man, is these people crazy? Man, hold on. I'm like, who? Let me see. I think it was one of the TNT buddies who said some. I think it was Trey. I think it was Big Show said some. No, I'm going to change the little show. What's the other guy name?
Trey and
the
Trez?
cornflake kid.
Tyler.
Not Trez, but yeah, Tyler and somebody else. If Jimmy G gets hurt, if Jimmy G get, man, is you people 49er fans? If this line is like y'all say,
I know.
how would he get hurt? That's all I want to know. How would he get hurt? If this line elite like y'all say, how the hell he gonna get hurt? You know what I'm saying? So that's I'm done with that, because that's dumb talk to me. I'm like, have any of you guys that call this show ever touched the football field in real life?
Oh, every now and then you hear somebody and you know they didn't. And you see it on social media too. Some people are like, this is real life. This is not Madden, okay? But what you're talking about is not. No, it's not going to be happening. So.
Mm-mm. But that defense though. Oh, that defense, man. I feel sorry for Rusty Wilson, because I think Kinlaw and Bosa gonna get his ass probably at the same time. I think if I'm looking, because sometimes when I be looking this in my head, like, ooh, what if all four of them just get past and bulldoze everybody? That's what I'm looking at. If they just bulldoze all the linemen and just get back there, hit that bastard at the same time. Oh, Rusty. Oh, come bring what a gurney is. Bring the gurney. Sierra, you might have to find
bring the golf cart.
husband.
Anderson, if D Ford could play this year, and we don't have to use him a lot, he's just got to come out on them third down situations.
Put him in on third. Exactly.
Oh, my goodness.
Man,
I want to see Nick, D, Armstead, and Javon in the middle. And there's several combinations going in the middle, including DJ Jones. Boy, I love watching. We got a guy named Hurst, too, from Raiders. We got a lot of juice on that defense. George Kittle's even talking about him, and he don't even play defense.
He look like he can be a linebacker.
George?
Yeah.
George, he's a good size for a linebacker.
But, yeah, I think he's just like on the game, he's an X factor. Debo's an X factor. Ayuk an X factor.
They will
most
determine
of the
the
X
game.
factor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And defense, shit, we got a lot of X factors. They just got to get their playing time, and I wish they used Richard James. I'm like,
everybody wants Richie more time.
Put the ball on the field, let him shine. He one of those short receivers like you want, so he gonna cut across that middle real quick, and bam, there it is. He might get you 20, might get you 30.
Say
We'll shake your hand, but your fingers too dirty.
Anderson, where you from? You in Louisiana, right?
I'm in Beaumont, Texas.
You're in Texas, all right. Anderson, I'm telling you, man, you remind me of my uncle, man. I got a lot of family in Texas, and it always come up with them zingers all of a sudden. Especially when I used to ask my uncle when I was a kid, Uncle Willie, you got $1? Boy, look here. I couldn't buy a mosquito, a wrestling jacket with a low neck and short sleeves.
Yeah. Man. And you know what, Ronbo, it's one more. Man, I'm like, where the hell these people from Dallas get this idea that their offense is going to be superior than everybody else? We got the best offensive mind coach. Mike McCarthy ain't did shit in years.
And that's why Aaron Rodgers wanted him out. And they're saying it on social media, too. Some of the analysts are saying the Cowboys got a kick-butt offense, too. They got the best wide receiver. They think CeeDee Lamb is the Messiah. They think Zeke is going to come back and return to form. And Dak is back. I said, come on, man, y'all. Whew, boys, I can't.
Well, you know what? I can't give them this. I can't say this. Before he got hurt, he was throwing amazing passes, and they was catching the ball and shit. But at the end, they defense let them down, as they always do.
It was fun,
like
wasn't
Stephen A. Smith. Huh?
Stephen A's the guy.
Yeah.
First thing I do when the Dallas Cowboys lose is go to Stephen A. Smith. And also Shannon Sharp and Mr. Dallas himself. Boy, I said, man, what they going to say now? Skip Bayless actually threw his jersey in the garbage on the video.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Hell, I work so much, I don't be saying stuff. But you know what? We're gonna have us a good year. It's gonna be a lot of ooh-la-las, and you know what? I think we possibly can. I'm like this. If we sweep the West, we win the rest.
Yeah. Anderson, we gotta go, fam. I agree. let me see you Friday if you get a chance. Because you've been too long. Get in there.
All right, now.
Have to get in there Friday. We'll see you.
Right.
All right, fam.
All right, now. Y'all holler. Everybody take care.
You too, Anderson.
Fort Niners.
Yeah.
So.
And Stephen and Anderson does not want anything about Texas. Someone come get their son talking about Raiders. Oh, yeah, this is about the Raiders now. Of smooth-brained Yabba-Doo. Yabba-Dabba-Doo! Wait. Yabba-Dabba-Doo, feel a show rockin' Yankee, no brim wearing bleep out of here. you trolls are pissing Steven off. Oh, God, here he comes, everybody's favorite troll. He is that man that's still yet to win a championship, and maybe the reason why there's a search going on for that ring that was stolen from the Patriots lineman. What's that big lineman's name? His son stole him his ring. Rudy, he probably sold it to some of your people over in L.A. because you can't buy a ring. Oh, my Rams knocked the Dallas Cow Chippers out of the playoffs in '79 with quarterback Vince Ferragamo. 1985, Dickerson ran for 248 yards. And 2018, Golf beat Dak. Oh, Rudy, I can't even get mad at you about that. Thanks for the contribution. Anytime the Cowboys are getting beat, there's a glow that comes over the entire, you can see the whole state of California. If you look at a map from outer space, the whole state is just glowing. And you can see, like, San Francisco is the brightest red. Is that like watching the Cowboys lose? Elvis! Ellis. Oh, Ellis. Ellis!
Come. Ronbo, can you just give me 5 minutes, fam?
Can do. Ellis. Looks like, okay. Well, Ellis, we may have to go. Ellis, say Friday. We'll get you in here as quick as possible, all right?
I just want to finish these last few bites, man, but I ain't finna miss my damn show, man. So what's up?
Okay, because production get ready to cut out.
I'm just gonna eat.
And Ellis, if you do,
while we talk, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm saying eating and talking is I have no problem with that. Go ahead.
Go ahead, holler at me. What are we doing?
We're doing tonight. It's about picking out that MVP. The way too soon prediction as to who's going to lead both offensively and defensively in the 2021 season.
Damn, my MVP for us?
Yeah. See, it's tough to call with this team.
Y'all trying to get right to it, huh?
Hey, there's too many MVPs on this stage. That's why I said, you know what a big challenge would be? For anybody to think they could...
on this team.
You know, I'm saying, Ellis, did you see what he did there? There's a lot of sauce on this team. As he enjoys his burger, a lot of sauce
There's a whole lot
on
of
this
sauce.
team as well.
I mean this spaghetti with this salad and this French bread right now, brother. But you know what I'm saying?
I love it.
But I'm just saying sauce, flavor. You know what I mean? We got a lot of weapons. We got a lot of, qualified and quality, gentlemen.
Yep. And somebody could jump up and do weird things this year. Like, I mean, I see J. Dub possibly being all of a sudden the man, Jason Verrett. Not your names that you automatically assume like Fred Warner. Fred Warner is the best player and damn near in football as far as defense goes, right? And George Kittle, absolutely one of the finest ball players there is. So, but can you look beyond that? That's the thing. That's what's hard to do.
Well, Ronbo?
Yeah.
I know. I'm always I always tell you, I never was the biggest Jimmy lover, but boy, when he plays good and when he's doing his thing, I give it to him.
Yeah.
And that's what we like.
Yeah.
Jimmy might be a sleeper for an MVP this year or something. Not MVP, but like a big asset just to the team this year. Not saying that I don't want my boy Trey to come in and, for Kyle to go ahead and put to put him out there and, get it going. But I don't feel like it's necessary. I don't feel like we're in that place where we need to just throw our rookie out there. If you look at the Bears situation, they got Dalton. I mean, Dalton in comparison to, Justin Fields, that's, you know what I mean? Come on. So, that's why he's got such more of an upside and an opportunity to get in there. You know what I mean? And he's much more of a necessity. They're starving at quarterback over there. They're just hoping and praying right now. If Dalton doesn't get it done, then we can get Fields to come in. But with us, we have a lot more security. So it's not, I'm not
I just want to mention about
you know
Fields.
what I'm saying, for Trey to just go ahead and get out there all right, throw Jimmy off the way. You know what I mean? No, let Jimmy come out and but we don't know what's going to happen. I hear, Grant's talking about, Kyle said something about, Trey could be the starter and, all this other stuff, so he wants to take it to the moon. But Kyle's going to keep playing with the media and doing what he wants to just so he can get guys to go out there and, to throw him off his scent. So he's playing more chess with the media than he is going to just blatantly say something like that. I just don't think he was doing that with,
Yeah. Kyle said some things. Some writers are doing that.
You know what I mean?
But some writers are doing that anyway. Because Kyle said he didn't rule out anything, but he said it would take a lot because Jimmy's a very good quarterback. It would take a lot for that to happen, but I'm not going to say it's not going to happen. Kyle's always speaking in those terms, but he didn't say
he likes the riddles.
Yeah.
He likes the riddles. He likes to open. He likes to leave things open. He likes to answer things.
In case he has to change his mind.
Open.
I know.
Yeah. And then for people to keep wondering, you know what I mean? So he has to do that. It's hella funny listening to him and Chris Sims. They talk a lot alike. When I listen to them, the way that they talk and how they take their pauses and they, do I want to, so-and-so, or, they like talk in the third person or whatever, what I mean? Like, question, Kyle does that too. And I'm like, those, it's just cool because, them guys really are close. You can tell that because they share such similar personalities in the public. You know what I mean?
Ellis, that's why everybody had Kyle picking Mac Jones. Because Kyle says the things he says, and people, like Kyle says, people think they know what I want in a quarterback. And I thought it was pretty funny. Mac Jones, Kyle never said anything about Mac Jones, but people think because you like this guy, and this guy down through the years, so we deduct from that you must like Mac Jones. So, people need to, you're not going to figure out what Kyle's doing 90% of the time. So.
Yeah, man, I'm just, I'm glad. I think that we're going to really do well. But I mean, Jimmy's not the guy. I just was thinking, with all the stuff that he's got going on, and they say he plays better when he's pissed. I mean, I know I played better when I was pissed.
Yeah.
Or even when I wasn't mad, I was playing. Played well. I'm just, but I mean, I'm just, So with he might just be balls to the wall with it and go all the way. You know what I mean? And not leave nothing out there. And I mean, for real, because they say that a lot. But certain guys when they don't. I don't know. I used to get pissed, and some guys that don't show emotion, it just seems like you're too disconnected. I know you don't want to harp on it, but it kind of just doesn't look like the passion is all the way there. But guys got to go for it the best that they can when it comes to dealing with things like that.
Yeah.
With just struggle.
And he's got the right temperament too. He doesn't seem to react too hard publicly, but I wonder what Jimmy's thinking otherwise. Because like I said, every time we do an INT, Jimmy will come back on the field the next play, unstoppable. So I said, Jimmy, you know what? It'd be best if you get mad sooner. And when I said that, I didn't think about it, because you can tell he's pissed because he made a mistake.
Yeah, play like you're playing for a contract, Jimmy. Play like you just got in 2017. And you're trying to show out. The last 6 games of the season, and and just you don't really have nothing to worry about. You just find ways mentally to approach things so where you can make sure you CYA cover your ass and be playing at a high level and keep your name ringing, So hopefully Jimmy does that.
He's got respect for Trey.
But Debo, I heard about Debo. I was gonna say Raheem Mostert, but if he didn't get hurt, I probably would say maybe Raheem's gonna come out because he's gonna have a lot of adversity considering these backs and stuff coming in. I mean he might be looking like Jimmy at the end of the year. You just never know. I'm just saying. Yeah. So But let me get Brandon Ayuk, man. Give me Brandon.
All right.
Brandon Ayuk, Ronbo.
Could be.
Offensive weapon. Of course, we got George and all the other guys, Jimmy in the defense and everything. But give me the young guy for the second year, and let's get 1,000 yards or something, 1,100.
He's got that potential easily, especially when he's working. And now he's got George on one side, he's got Kittle on the other. I mean, he's got Debo and George on the field at the same time. Now you've got quality at every position. It's not about, hey man, don't worry about him. Just say, hey, help me out here. Now it's everybody demands coverage, right? And now Jalen Hurd plays good. God.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
My goodness.
We could have more than 1,000-yard guy. We could have two.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 2 or 3. If Kyle does really what he knows he can, probably do, or at least I hope, and he's thinking about, don't be conservative, Kyle. If you got these weapons, you didn't go big and sign anybody in free agency. Let's just put our boys out there, man, and let them, and let them just go crazy. Let's go crazy this year.
Yeah. That's why Travis Kelce.
Take no prisoners.
That's why Travis Kelce. See, people give Travis Kelce's bad. Look, he's got Nicole Hartman on one side. He's got Tyreek Hill. These guys, both of them are almost worthy of double teaming. Travis Kelce's got no obstacles out there other than just stand out, walk out there. Hey, if you want. Okay, one more for Tyreek. Hey, my turn next time. See that? That's the way it works.
Yeah, I love how George Kittle, takes the high approach like the bigger man and really embraces Kelce, even though he knows he's probably jealous of him, because we can see that shit through the TV.
I know, right?
Whenever they talk about George Kittle, how he freezes up when we were in the Super Bowl year before last, and they asked him, and he just was kind of stoned, with his demeanor. He didn't say too much, had very few words, and George is always real kind and speaks really highly of Travis. It's like, yo, dude, let me show you how to do it. So great job, George, is setting an example. And now it seems like Kelce maybe that was the icebreaker, so Kelce can be, less of a hater and just be more embracive to, George Kittle and what he's done now with this tight end thing and all that stuff. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, this is a young guy and he's coming in and he started all this with the National Tight End Day. Now they got this other stuff they're doing. I mean, that's because profile. Of George. And
just high profile. Man. He's on Good Morning Football
class.
More than Travis is. So, probably bothers him. And also,
anyway.
also, Ellis, remember that day that he broke, Travis had just got through playing
Travis
the
Kelce's
game.
record.
Yeah, an hour or two later, Travis Kelce probably said in the locker room, yeah. What? What did he do? How many yards? No shit.
Right.
He did. Yeah.
Exactly. And he's tired of hearing about it. Yeah, because he's supposed to be the big guy, but George is the one. And so come on in, George, and let's get a couple of good years there, man. Healthy, and let's get your stats back up. Let's get your TDs back up.
Right.
Let's get for that Hall of Fame thing, man.
And remember, and like I said, Ellis, Travis is out there. He's got Mahomes as his quarterback. He's got Hill. He's got Hardman. He's got, I say, okay, Travis, how difficult is your job compared to George's? Come on, man. You ain't got no game.
Exactly.
If you played,
and he's still in the rankings. He's still passing you up and in more of the conversation just as much as you are, if not more, on a lesser grade team, and for many years. So I just think that he naturally built jealousy because you could just see it through the screen. I'm like, damn, he looks kind of just, and then so now he has to put on the front when they're on their public, and George is like, oh yeah, and he's just such a good dude, and then Kelsey's like, yeah, George is, I don't know. I could just tell that he was jelly. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, Trav. You'll be all right.
God, I love
Go to bed.
Well, fam,
here we come.
Fam, go ahead. Did you finish? Is your food cold? Did you finish it up?
Man, I'll just put a napkin over it. It's all good. It's all good, brother.
Okay,
peace and love. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, peace and love, Brother Ronbo. Thank you, as always, for the platform. And man, shout out to all you good guys out there in the family. Thank you, production. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe. Can we get Ronbo up right now, man, to 200-300 likes? How many we got in the chat? Can everybody hit the like button right now?
We're struggling tonight. We got 76.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's all right. They're gonna come. Thank God these will be up, and we'll get those next views to come, brother.
All right.
Much love. We're gonna get all those likes and everything after. All right, brother Ronbo.
Appreciate you, fam. Enjoy that meal. I'll see you Friday.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
And let's see. Hey, Stephen Hernandez, thank you, Stephen, for the contribution tonight, fam. This is how Raiders talk about drafting Solly T, but pick him up after getting cut. Larry Hoover, goofy, at Larry Hoover. Oh, Raider fans. I just want to say, trolls, if you're going to come in and you're going to try to work 49er fans, don't come in with anything weak. You're only going to serve to embarrass yourself and your franchise as well. So I warn you, most of our people are pretty sharp. So if you're going to come in with anything weak, look to be embarrassed. And if you get way out of line, we'll go ahead and boot you. Not you, Rudy. Rudy, you're kind of entertaining. Damn! Hit that like. I'll see you Friday. Let's talk some more 49ers football. And did I say thank you for the contributions, fam? Thank you for the contributions tonight. Niners! 2021, baby. Coming for the fun.